Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you guys all for joining us here this afternoon for our What to Expect from I9 Sports Parent Meeting. I want to take a second here to thank all of you guys for hopping on here, learning a little bit about I9 Sports, what you guys can expect as parents for your guys, your kids' season this upcoming weekend. We are absolutely thrilled and excited to be kicking it off. I hope you guys are just as thrilled and excited to be out there. As we go through the course of this presentation here, I'm going to be touching on a lot of different stuff for you guys to learn a little about what to expect. A little bit about I9 Sports, some of the inner workings of it. If you guys have any questions that come up as we go and progress through the course of the presentation here, feel free to put those in the chat. I'm going to take some time at the end, go through that chat, answer those questions, as well as leave some time to kind of go back and forth. Everybody has any more individualized questions or things like that. But again, I want to thank you guys for all hopping on here and just taking the time to learn, right? I think it's super important for parents to understand what the program's going to entail and what to expect each week. So to kick us off here, introductions. Lewis Diesel, he's our athletic director. He might be joining us a little bit later this evening. He has a little baby with him. She is, I guess, not feeling so well, so he is helping make sure she is feeling a little bit better. But he is our athletic director, so he oversees kind of the whole organization as a whole, overseeing all of our full-time staff, myself included, and just ensuring everything's going the way it should be. The standards are being upheld from the venue to the office to all the different operations and things that we do here at I9. He has a degree in sport management from Liberty University and over 10 years of experience with managing different facilities, programs, training facilities, and things between Pennsylvania and Virginia. I believe he's coming up on year 3 with I9. When he hops on here, I'm sure he might. If he does hop on here, I'm sure he'll have a little bit more about his background. My name is Reese. I'm our program manager here. My role here is I oversee all of our staff and the programming and organizational effectiveness of the programs, the things that you guys are going to see each and every weekend. Just like Lewis, I have a degree in sport management from George Mason. I've got a couple of years prior to I9 running adult leagues, adult tournaments, and things like that, as well as after-school programs, and additional some other rec leagues here in the local area. This will be my 11th season here with I9, so a little bit over a year and a half now coming up here pretty quickly, but again, super excited to get things kind of underway. So if you guys see me at the venue, I get a chance to be out there bouncing around, saying hello, getting involved in coaching as I can. Please feel free to say hello if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Feel free to come up, ask them. But again, super excited to be kicking off this winter season and see everybody out there this coming weekend. So some important notes, kind of an overview as we get into the course of our winter season. This is a 6-week season. Obviously, we're kicking off this weekend. It will end the last week of February. If you're at a Virginia Academy or our Evergreen location, that's going to be a week later, so we'll be starting next week for those ones. Still a 6-week season there. All of our programs are going to be on weekends only. So if you're new to I9 Sports, what we do to make this super easy and convenient for you is we'll have our practice on the game on the same day. So if you haven't had a chance already, make sure you log into your I9 Sports portal. Your schedules will be posted on there. The time frame you see on there is going to post your practice and your game time, right? We're going to start right at that time. So if you show up a few minutes late, you're going to truly be true late to it, right? We're going to start right at that game time. That first start time is going to be your practice time. That second start time is going to be your game time. So you show up, you get an all-in-one show. Makes it super easy and convenient for you guys. Obviously, the winter season, we're in Virginia, right? We have some pretty crazy weather. Things fluctuate like crazy. Our weather policies, we do not cancel based on a forecast, right? The reason for that being is that we've had so many weekends where we thought it was going to snow, it was going to be a crazy weather outing, and it turns out to be a great day. So we won't cancel based on the forecast. If we do cancel before the day actually arrives, that is from the venue owner. We don't own the venues that we play out. We are a renter. We have contracts and agreements. So if the venue owner makes that decision, we are at their mercy, but we won't personally do it unless it's the day of. In the event that we do have some crazy weather, like I said, it's Virginia, it's the winter. I know last year we had a lot of different snow. We'll monitor the weather the morning of, the day of. We actually have some staff out before everybody hits the road, on the roads, at the venues, checking, the state of the field, state of the roads, making sure it's safe for everybody to get there. In the event that it's not safe or we're not able to make everybody there, we will cancel the program. The first thing we'll do is we'll immediately update our weather hotline, and we'll send you guys an email and a text to let you guys know. We will add an additional week to the end of the season, and to make sure you get your full week seasons. And if we're unable to make up a rained out game or any other week, you guys will receive credit for that missed week. But very rarely does that happen. I think this is my 11th or 12th season now. That has never happened. We typically are able to make up the full season. A couple things for you guys to note here, especially related to the weather. Like I said, it is winter, so Virginia weather is crazy. Right here, you guys will see we have our Fairfax and our Loudoun weather hotline. If you are playing in a Fairfax location this season and you're concerned about the weather, you wake up, it looks like it's snowing, you're not sure if we're playing, These are the numbers to call. So for Fairfax, it's going to be 703-496-4299. And then if you're in the Loudoun location, it's going to be 703-719-4425. So again, if you guys are concerned about the weather, any concerns going into the weekend or even on the day of, these will be your numbers to call. And again, like I said, if we do have to cancel, we'll make sure that communication is sent out way in advance in a couple different ways, via text, via email, just to make sure that you guys don't show up to the venue. And obviously, if we're not playing, that's no fun. So we'll try to make sure that's communicated for you guys as best we can here. So as we jump into the season here, there's a lot of different things that we are focused on, right? The I-9 Sports Experience is something that I talk with our office on. It's something I train our staff up on. But what is it, right? And that's something that I look at every single season. How can we better these different values, these different pillars of what I-9 Sports is for your children, for your guys' experience here? So in short, it's that quality instruction that's fun for kids and convenient for busy families, right? What makes us different is that everything we do is focused on fun, right? We're strong believers. I'm a strong believer that when your kids are out there playing sports or doing activities, the number one reason they should be there is because they're there to have fun, right? Every single drill that is designed in our practice plans to what our staff is trained to, how our staff is running things, is designed to give as much fun as possible, right? We want your kids to come to the sport, come to the event, come to the program, and just have a smile on their face the whole time, right? This should be something they look forward to week after week, something that they want to do for long term, right? To live that healthy lifestyle and have fun, right? Make those friends, make those lasting memories, and really just learn to love sports and be involved in the program as a whole. The next big thing we're very focused on is inclusivity. Every single child is going to play at least 50% of the game, right? We want to make sure that your child gets a chance to touch the ball in every single way you can touch the ball during the game, right? If you're playing basketball, they get a chance to be a point guard. They get a chance to go under the net. They get a chance to throw the ball and to dribble up the court, right? We want your child to get that experience, right? That leads back to the fun. If your child gets a chance to play in every single position, they get a chance every single different way of the game, they can maximize their fun, right? We want them to really, come out here, use us as that platform to catapult their future career in sports, where they can have a ton of fun with it. They know exactly what's going on, and realistically, they can play any position they want because they learn, the basics here at our level. Safety is the number one concern for us as well. Anybody that's working with your child has undergone a background check. They've undergone our process to ensure that everything is good to go there. So anybody that's working, whether it's a coach, it's a staff member, they've undergone their background check in our process to keep safe. Anybody who's wearing this red shirt that says coach on the back, that is a volunteer coach. Just like our staff, we have a very nice process where they have to undergo a whole background check. There's a little bit of information you input, and then our partner at JDP will run through their system and just ensure that the safety is covered. So we make sure that we do a super, obviously, very important part of that aspect with our organization. Next, convenience. That is a huge factor of why I-9 Sports. A lot of people do choose I-9 Sports, is like I had mentioned earlier, is that it is a practice and a game on the same day. We certainly recognize for families, right? Kids have a ton of different activities nowadays between school, between different sports, between different growing interests and things. We want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to be able to get them to do these activities and make sure they can do other things as well, right? We're strong believers that, you never want to specialize something. You want them to try everything. And the way that our program is designed really allows them to come out to our program, get a practice, get a game in, and then also leave time for other activities. If you have additional children, it also opens up that door to make sure that you don't have any additional schedule conflicts and things like that. So the convenience factor is definitely a huge pillar, and we aim to always make sure and accommodate as many families as possible with those regards and those conflictions in mind. Next, the organization is something that we take a lot of pride in. If you've ever played with us before, if you've ever coached with us before, you'll see that everything we do is structured out to the schedule, to the minute. Every single practice has drills that fill the entire practice time, the game time, all the way through, right? We want you guys to come in here and feel like your kids are getting a structured practice plan, right? They're coming through, they're starting from the fundamentals, they're growing, they're getting advanced throughout the course of the season, right? The ultimate goal for us is that, again, one, they have fun, but two, they learn the basics of the sport. They learn how to progress. They advance as they get throughout each sport, right? And that really is done through organization, right? You don't want a bunch of kids just running around recklessly, just throwing balls and things like that, right? So organization is huge and a key part of what we play into our programs, into the way that we design and run things as well. So week one, it might be a little bit more fundamental based with dribbling and things like that, a little bit more like the passing if you're playing basketball. If you're playing volleyball, it might be a little bit more focused on the hand placement of your setting of your passing, things like that. But later on in the season, as they progress, are learning how to do different things, right? They're learning how to rotate as a team on basketball, right? Different types of passes, different types of plays. On volleyball, they're learning how to set each other up. Maybe some of our more advanced players in our senior division are learning how to actually hit and spike and things like that. So we are very focused on making sure that those structured practice plans are being utilized and really giving benefit for your children as they progress through the course of the season. Next is sportsmanship. This is, all about I-9. If you've played with us again prior, you'll know we have some awesome different sportsmanship incentives, right? We want your child to have that healthy balance of competition, fun, and learning different values, right? We are very focused on that fair play and that healthy competition versus how high the score can be. We want them to go out there, have fun, be able to shake hands, and leave with a smile, win or loss, right? We do an awesome job, which we'll talk about here a little bit later, of our sportsmanship program incentive. A little bit of a snapshot on that. We'll have a different value of the week for each week of the season. A little bit of a foreshadowing for you. Week 1 is enthusiasm, right? So we'll really be driving those messages each and every week, giving these different values and things for your children to learn. Your children will actually earn different like sportsmanship medals and stickers if they're on our younger side for these different values and things for them throughout the course of the season. But this is one of my favorite programs I've ever been a part of. I think it really puts an emphasis on the different values and things that we want to see in athletes right nowadays, especially as they grow, as they're learning, they can carry forward into their future sports careers with that. So we'll talk a little bit more in detail on that here in a little bit. But again, that's probably my favorite part about some of the things we do here at I-9 is just those sportsmanship incentives and things we do to make sure that your child is getting that fair play and healthy competition level. And the last thing is equipment. Again, this kind of goes back to our convenience factor, but we definitely recognize how busy families can be. And sometimes getting equipment, things can be a little bit strenuous, right? So we're going to provide all the equipment for you guys, whether that's, we have all the balls, the volleyballs, basketballs, all sorts of things you guys will actually need to play week to week. We will provide. I do always recommend ensuring that your child does have some sort of practice ball, right? So if you don't have anything at home, I do recommend looking for that. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, as they come to our programs, as they work with their coaches, we want them to be able to go home and take the things that they've learned in practice, right? Obviously, they only see us once a week, but if they can take what they learned on a Saturday or Sunday, practice it once or twice throughout the course of the week, come in that following week, now they've really matched that skill and we continue to grow and build on that. So if you have that ball, if you have the ability to, I recommend please try to get the ball for your child at home. You guys are more than welcome to bring it to the venue. I actually encourage that as well. Just please make sure you write your name on it. There's a ton of balls that get returned to us at the end of every single season. They don't have a name. They never find a home. So I certainly don't want any more balls to go homeless. So if you guys do go ahead and get your child a ball, make sure you put your name on it. There's also an interesting study I always like to kind of bring up here too, is that when children do have the same piece of equipment, especially in relation to athletics, right, and they're able to practice with it over and over, their skills do progress a little bit quicker than if they're using different randomized piece of equipment, different sizes and things like that. So if you want to help your child go ahead and progress a little bit quicker, start to pick up those skills, I do recommend going ahead and getting a ball or some sort of thing like that. If you have any questions about the sizes and things we do use, feel free to email us or just right here in the chat. I could recommend which size, what size, style ball, and things to do to best benefit as it progresses through the season here. So the I-9 Sports Parental Pledge. This is again a huge thing for us as well as spectators. We want you guys to be involved in this as well. But we also want to make sure that everybody understands that this is for fun, right? This is enthusiastic. We want the kids to come out there week after week, excited to go, and our parents to support them. So, feel free to follow along with me. I'm going to go ahead and read through it. But we always like to go over it again just because this is a huge part of the program. You guys are just as much as important a part of the program as the kids are, being those spectators and really uplifting them as we progress this season. But the pledge goes, I, the parent or guardian of an I-9 sports team player, agree that the most important outcome of any game is for my child to have fun. My child needs my approval and support regardless of what happens in the game. I'll refrain from the use of negative or derogatory language aimed at the officials, the coaches, my child, or other players. I will encourage my child and all others in the game and will let the coach be the coach. I will do my best to model the sportsmanship-like behavior I wish my child to adopt and support the coach in making this the best possible experience for my child. So there's a lot of great stuff in there, and a lot of that relates back to those I-9 values we talked about, right? We want to, as much as the kids are involved in the season, you guys are also involved in the season in their support, right? We don't want the crowd or anything to become negative. We don't want the crowd to take away from what we're trying to teach the kids from the kids' experience. So when you guys are out there, I encourage you guys, be engaged, be involved in it. But again, remember this parental pledge, right? We want to refrain from any of those negative languages, any of those negative actions or things like that, and really just focus on giving that support, that fun, and that sportsmanship like behavior for your child, right? We want to be the model that we want to see our athletes become. And so, like when you guys are out there, have fun, please cheer, be super duper loud. But again, please keep this pledge in mind as we progress through the season. So what for you guys to expect on opening day? Again, opening day is going to be this weekend for the majority of our venues, unless you're playing at Virginia Academy or Evergreen. That'll be next weekend. But you expect the same things. We're super excited to have you guys. But I always recommend arrive a few minutes early and try to head to your practice area. So you guys will receive some emails at the end of this week. Just a reminder, this is opening weekends. Kind of have your schedule on there. We're going to also send out venue maps and a little bit further instruction on each venue, as each venue is a little bit different. Parking, where you can park, where you might not be able to park, and any sort of like venue specifics on how to enter the building, things like that. So just keep an eye out for that email, just to familiarize yourself with it a little bit before you guys arrive. But I always recommend arrive a couple minutes early to the venue, right? Whether it's parking, it's your first time there, just so you get a feel of what's going on. That doesn't mean you have to be like an hour or 30 minutes early. I typically recommend about 10 to 15 minutes if you really want to be that early bird. And head to your practice area. So when you arrive, if you look at your portal, your I9 Sports portal is going to make everything super easy for you. It's got everything you need on there, from your court, from your jersey color, to your team name, to your what court days you're going to be on. So you can look on there. You can arrive. Our staff is going to be there on site, ready to help you out as well, and direct you guys there. You're going to receive your jersey on the first week. So once you arrive, your staff's going to send you out to your courts. Your volunteer coach is going to have your jersey bag. They're going to distribute the jerseys from there. We like to let the volunteer coaches typically distribute. It gives them a chance to say hello to the children, get a chance to know their team, and just a very short moment for them to kind of get some team bonding, get to know each other. So they'll distribute the jerseys for you. They'll kick off the session, or excuse me, our staff will kick off the session with announcements, welcoming you guys in, get us started with warm-ups before we kind of jump into the first practice drill. Coaches, if you guys are on this call, we do have our coaches meeting tomorrow as well. We'll go more detail. You guys are welcome to run your own drills, but typically our staff will lead week one, just to kind of get things going, and assist everybody kind of with the startup as we go. Once we finish practice time, week one, I want to let everybody know it's a scrimmage, right? We're not keeping score officially. Sometimes our staff will keep score just for their practice as we get into the actual league component starting week two. But week one scores do not count towards the league, okay? It's typically what we're going to do is, because it's a scrimmage, it's a lot more of a teachable moment. This gives a chance for the kids who haven't had an opportunity to play the sport yet, it's their first time playing a sport, to go out there, learn the rules. They can make the mistakes without consequence. It gives our gives our staff a chance to take those kids who maybe have not played that before, and teach them and get them ready to go for when it does start to matter here on week two. For those kids who have played before, it's a great time for them to kind of get a refresh on the rules. It's time to try some new things out there, right? Week one is always a very fun, high energy environment led by the staff. It just lets for a lot of different things happen for the kids who need the additional support, and for the kids who just need a quick reminder on how to play things again. Like I said earlier, we have that awesome sportsmanship medal for each and every single week. Week one is the word of the week is enthusiasm. This is my favorite week, right? This really sets the tone for the rest of the season, and our staff is going to be out there. They're super excited to get things going. But with enthusiasm, I always ask the parents to super duper help us, right? The environment that the parents, that the peers, those around them, watching the kids, create is the one that really amps them up, right? So we choose enthusiasm. One, so the kids are excited, but two, so the parents also are. So when you guys are out there on opening day, help us help your kids. Be loud, right? Be proud, be cheering. Bring that energy level up so the kids are having even more. They're having more excited than they should be, okay? We want them to be thrilled and out there having flash just like you guys are as well. Once the game ends, though, they'll go back to their teams. From there, our coaches will hand out their sportsmanship medals for the day for the child that best exemplified that value. But again, I really can't emphasize it enough, is that when you guys are out there, especially week one, we really want to be super loud and supportive. It really does lead to an awesome environment for the next 5 weeks. A lot of frequently asked questions we're going to get from, we've gotten already, or maybe you're going to, when you arrive at the venue, you're going to think of, is one, any I9 Sports merchandise. So like I mentioned, you will receive your jersey from us when you arrive to your venue on opening day. If you ordered any other equipment, whether it's socks, it's shorts, if you got like the basketball dad shirt, right, or the basketball mom shirt, anything like that, those are going to be directly shipped to your home. Those come from our headquarters. Those are not distributed by our franchise. If you haven't had any issues with that, if you need to return something, anything like that, the email to reach out to, I believe it's customerservice@i9sports.com. What we can do too, you can also reach out to our league office, and I can help direct, get you guys there. But if you have not received any of that stuff, just, like I said, reach out to that email us at the league office. I'd be more than happy to assist you. That does come from a different location. So just keep that in mind, but we'll get you guys your jerseys on opening day. We are a volunteer coach-led program. So when you guys are at the venue, anybody wearing this red shirt that this gentleman's wearing right here, that is a volunteer coach's shirt. So all the coaches are volunteers. They are not paid staff members. The paid staff members are going to be wearing a blue I-9 Sports shirt. They'll say staff on the back. If you have any questions regarding like the programs, anything about I-9, things like that, anybody in blue is typically a little bit better of an option to ask. As they are staff members, they typically will have an answer. A lot of times the volunteer coaches, they know a little bit about the schedules and things like that, but some of the inner workings or any of the program questions or things like that, I would direct to those guys in blue. With it being volunteer coach led, we don't just send them out there and tell them good luck. We do provide them with a number of different resources. We have an awesome I-9 Sports app that I call the Encyclopedia of Coaching. It's got literally every single thing you could ever want in there. But we have an awesome app. We provide them with those weekly practice plans. I have an actual coaches hotline where they can communicate with me as well as they need help with different drills if they have issues with things. And then our staff will be out there and involved as well. So while they're volunteers, they are very much so and very well supported. And that is our goal, is, again, for them to go out there and have as much of a blast as the kids are, and make sure that everybody's having just an all-around awesome time. Next is going to be the I-9 Sports Portal. A lot of people have questions regarding the portals. This portal has everything and anything you'd ever need in regards to your schedule, in regards to what you should be wearing, where you should be. There's an awesome feature on there. If you guys wanted to sign up for snacks and things like that, you can sign up for snacks on there. It's super awesome. So what you do is you log into your portal, you hit My Season. On there, it's going to have a couple drop downs. The easiest one to look at, just hit My Schedule. It's going to tell you exactly where to be, when to be, what court, what color jersey, all sorts of things in there. So those are the big key ones there. If you are not opted into our text, you can opt into, I believe, off that portal. If you have any issues with it, just feel free to email us. I can get you opted in. I always recommend to opt into the program information text. What that is that you'll receive a text in the morning before the program starts. Just a quick reminder, hey, you're playing basketball at Virginia Academy today. Your court is 1A and you are wearing team blue. See you soon, right? I recommend opting into it. It won't send you any sort of like marketing text unless you select the marketing one as well. But the program information text is super huge and super critical, just to help parents, find where they're supposed to be in a short reminder. So if you're not opted in, I would recommend logging into your portal and opting into that. Next year, a lot of questions about those sportsmanship medals I spoke about, right? So regardless, every single kid is going to earn a sportsmanship medal, right? If your son or daughter doesn't get one in week 1, they will receive one by week 6. Now, I don't typically like to disclose that to the kids, right? Because I really like to make them live those values, right? We don't tell them hey, you're going to automatically get one, right? We want them to live values. When they learn what leadership is, when they learn what respect is, when they learn what inclusivity is, right? We want them to really try to embody and live those values at the program, right? So they really learn it and they get the opportunity to showcase it, right? They will get a medal by the end of the season. So if you don't get one in week 1, they don't get one by week 2, they will get one by the week 3, 4, 5, or 6. So rest assured everybody will get one. Our volunteers and our staff will be driving those values and things. It's also, when you guys are at home, I also encourage you guys, the values we talk about them with your children. We want them to really, really live those values and have the opportunity to learn and the things we're trying to teach. At the end of the season, we do end of season awards. For the teams and divisions that are applicable, we'll give out trophies and medals. That's going to be our, I guess everybody gets a medal from 3 and on. We'll do trophies for our junior and our senior divisions. One thing to note before I forget is if you're in a Super Pee Wee program, one of our soccer programs, our 3 and 4-year-olds, instead of sportsmanship medals, we do stickers, just because those kids they're still understanding what the purpose of medals are. They'll get a sticker every single week. So before I forget that. But for our Pee Wee, our junior or senior, everybody will get a medal. And then we'll do, like I said, we'll do end of season awards. Everybody will receive a medal by the end of the season, an additional medal for completing the season. And then for our division champions, from our junior and seniors, they'll receive trophies based off of the standings. So what you guys will see here across the venue, if you guys do win those sportsmanship medals, sorry, I thought I got cut out there. If you do win that sportsmanship medal, we do have some awesome sportsmanship award-winning signs posted up around the medal. This is just another incentive we do to really promote those different values and things across the board, right? Like I said, this is, we're a fun-filled, recreational-based organization. Our ultimate goal is for the kids to learn these values, learn these different things, and take it with them as they grow, right? Whether they're in our program for 1 season, they're in our program for 5 seasons, for 10 seasons, we want those values to really be a pivotal point for them so they can grow up to be, great young men and women, right? This is just another reinforcement that we like to provide for you guys as parents to reinforce the value they think that they recognize for the day. So once somebody's recognized for a medal, you'll find our sportsmanship board signs around the venue. I highly encourage you guys, take a picture, get the kids in there, take a picture with them. To them, this is sometimes, this might be your child's first time being recognized for an award, right? This is the world to them. A lot of kids like to get pictures with it, be recognized in that sense. I recommend it as well. It really pushes through that value of what they achieved out there. If you guys do choose to take pictures, we really ask you guys, if you guys are able to, tag us on social media. We love to see it. You can post it. You can show your neighborhood, your whole neighborhood, why your kid's the best kid on the block. But posting on social media, tag us. We want to see the great things that you guys are doing and really pushing and driving this community. So if you guys win those medals, like I said, please take pictures. Let us know. We want to see it. It's an awesome program we're trying to get started here off the ground. Next, you guys, there's another option that we're now offering. It's our team parent and helper role. So if you guys are interested in getting involved in the team, you're a little bit hesitant on coaching, which I recommend you coaching. It's a super easy, super fun time. But if you're a little bit hesitant and you're not super duper comfortable, you still want to be involved, we do have our new team parent role. The role is really about bringing the team together, building that sense of community. We've been very, very focused on getting as many teams back from previous seasons as possible. We want to build that sense of community. We want your child to make their friends in their first ever season and carry forward for that team for the next 5, 10, 15 seasons, however many seasons possible. What our team parents do is they are essentially the behind the scenes to help out the coach, right? The coach can go on the field, they can focus on coaching and be involved. That parent is more so in the role of, assisting with, maybe we're going to do a team party, or we're going to do a snack, make sure people are getting signed up for snacks, right? Or we're going to do an event outside of the league or something like that, right? Helping out with jerseys, making sure the coach on our Coach Appreciation Day, which is our last week of the season, coach is getting fully appreciated. So, we want to try to get every team at least one team parent if possible. Again, this is another new incentive. We're growing, really trying to grow that community side of the programs, of the sports and things like that. If this is something you're interested in doing, just like coaches, just like staff, you do have to undergo the background check and the process through that. But you can get that started if you go to your portal, select volunteer for a program, and it'll give you the option to sign up as a coach or a parent volunteer. The process takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll be all set to go. But if you have any questions with that, or you need any assistance, like I said, feel free to reach out to us. Again, it's something new. We're really, really trying to get off the ground. It's an awesome new program that really, again, like I said, really does help grow and push that community side of things for us. And so, here's back to it. Coaching with I9 Sports. Like I said, we are a volunteer-led program, so we are always looking for coaches. If you have never coached with us before, that is no problem. We got you covered, right? We make it super duper easy. I'm always readily available to assist you guys with that. Our staff is always out there. We provide those weekly practice plans, demonstrations, those videos. We have an awesome I9 Sports app, and it's just a super great way to kind of give back to the community, be involved in your kids' program. And really, just honestly, I think coaching is probably more fun sometimes, and is one of the more fun things you can do, right? You're out there, you're involved. Our staff make sure that you are supportive. You try to have 2-3 coaches per team. And if a lot of times people are concerned, right? They have got careers, they got things going on. We totally understand that. So if you are going to miss a couple of weeks, anything like that, that's not a problem at all. If you're only available for 2 of the 6 weeks, but you still want to go out there and coach, again, just let us know the weeks you're out, and I will coordinate, make sure that the team is covered in some regard while you are out, right? But if you're able to, and you guys are interested, we'd love to get as many people out there as we can, be involved, and have a blast. Typically, the more coaches on deck, the more fun we have with each program. So perfect. So what I like to do here now, I leave a little bit of time here at the end, as always, to answer any sort of questions people may have. If you're thinking of a question, or you think of a question later on, either during the course of the season, right? This is the 2 places you want to reach out to. So if you're in a Fairfax County program, our league office is league.office30799sports.com. That's the email to reach out to. You can give this phone number a call. It's 703-496-443. That's going to take you to our customer service line. They can also help you out. They'll probably send you to they'll send us a follow-up in the event you're unable to get a hold of one of us, and we'll be able to assist you. If you're in our Loudoun County programs, it's going to be league office 165@i9sports.com. If you want to talk to someone on the phone, our customer service line is 571-225-5494. So feel free to utilize those throughout the course of the season. If you have something you want to ask that's maybe more individualized, like I said, you can reach out now.